Good afternoon on what is a cool, grey and cloudy day. It is Thursday the 23rd of May and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a box to continue unboxing. And what I've got in here is a copy of the Emerald Enchanter, which is Dungeon Crawl Classics number 69, a level 2 adventure, and it's by Joseph Goodman. And this is a significant adventure in the Dungeon Crawl Classics line. Now, Dungeon Crawl Classics is now over 20 years old. First one, the adventure title was Idylls of the Rat King, published for use with Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition. It transitioned to 4th edition later on, and then subsequently, with the publication of number 67, Sailors on the Starless Sea, to its own game system, Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is the system we now use and pretty much, love. And Dungeon Crawl Classics, the role-playing game, is essentially a retro clone, sort of a mix of 3rd edition inspired by the Appendix N of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the Dungeon Master's Guide. Now, this is the 3rd scenario, basically in the line of scenarios for Dungeon Crawl Classics, the role-playing game. Joseph Goodman has been essentially wrote them, essentially starting off with the Funnel, Sailor on the Starless Seas, and then following up with the level 1 adventure, the People of the Pit, and then an adventure for level 2 characters, the Emerald Enchanter. So, villages have gone missing. A mix of clues, suppositions, and omens point to the brooding citadel of the Emerald Sorcerer. This silent monolith has sat undisturbed atop a windy ridge for centuries. Legends say that a green-skinned sorcerer dwells there, where he conducts strange experiments and builds enigmatic machinery. His green-skinned constructs patrol the grounds of his citadel, and he is seen only rarely when he ventures out on nefarious errands that end in horrid screams and strange lights coming from his citadel. Now the time has come to explore his inner sanctum. Okay, and then you have sort of like basically a barbarian confronting that Emerald Enchanter. And okay, so we actually have a handout on the inside page, not an advert, but a handout. And then we've got the traditional kind of frontispiece, the artwork in a Dungeon Crawl Classics scenario, piece of artwork, credits in the corner, lots of action. And then introduction and background, so on, giving you the setup, including an encounter table, a list of possible magical items before we move on to the player beginning here, and level 1, the Citadel, really leaping straight into the adventure without a lot of fuss. And describing the various details like the Gateway Guardians, the Hall of Mosaics. So I've literally got to flip into the middle section. There we go. If you'd have a look at the dungeon there, so the Hall of Mosaics is going to be there. Not desperately well illustrated, and there are always better maps. This isn't a kind of traditional map for Dungeon Crawl Classics, what we now see in that kind of isometric format. Which basically brings a sort of like an element of 3 dimensions to it. Various locations, such as the Hall of Anguish, which is a lovely title, accompanied by sort of some really nice artwork. So this is quite a text-intensive adventure. You'll find there's a lot of detail and flavour in these entries. I have no doubt, and that's pretty much what you get throughout the classic Dungeon Crawl Classics titles. Detailed location, encounters, that sort of thing. Great illustrations in there. You've got essentially the scene of the classic Dungeon Crawl Classic characters, the quartet, taking on the dangers there, including, I think his name is Hugh, and his bell-bottom trousers. Then we get on to, having done the upper level of the Citadel, just the one upper level, get down into the dungeons. Going on down, just quite, encountering that strange thing. I'll show you a map of the dungeons, just to, where are we? That's level 1. Oh, that's level 2. That's level 2 there, and then that's level 3 there. So it's kind of a bit twisty, turny, sort of like upside down sort of thing. Whereas you expect the level 2 to be at the top of the page and level 3 to be at the bottom, as if you were working down. Here literally you're working up the page to go down the dungeon. So yeah, back to the description for the dungeons. And then we come to the conclusion of the scenario quite quickly. See, there's a section on the. Does it say anything about? Oh, level 3. Level 3. This is going into the creation vats area of the dungeon. Then you've got the maps. Then you've got an advert for the Emerald Enchanter Strikes Back. So you've got a sequel, and I do like it when they have sequels because it's much more fun. Because essentially, you know, and here we actually have that sequel included. It's really good. I really do like it like that. But again, this is still for second level characters. So you know, you've got a table of wilderness encounters and found items and survivor stories. You know, I guess they're their encounters with the Emerald Enchanter. And what they're doing is they're tracking down a strange construct, which is the Emerald Titan, complete with that kind of classic big monster robot claws thing, as you can see. Because hey, back when the days, you know, you would get claws were easier to draw than hands. Now you've got the Emerald Enchanter at the controls. And then you've got down to the conclusion. So that's quite a short encounter. And then you have the region where this adventure takes place. So you can do a bit of a wilderness adventure with this one, with the encounters wandering around looking for this thing before you actually encounter the Emerald Titan itself. Just a cross section of it. So, you know, not level by level, but just basically limb by limb, body part by body part, till you get to the control room. And there at the end, we've got the classic quartet of the Dungeon Crawl Classics. Adventurers, you know, they're the band, and so on. And there we are. That is the Emerald Enchanter for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which I'm absolutely looking forward to giving a chance to review. Really do enjoy actually reading and reviewing Dungeon Crawl Classics titles, whether they're for the standard game or Dungeon Crawl Classics Lankmar. I've got the whole Dungeon Crawl Classics a Dying Earth box set and scenarios to look at as well at some point, and doing unboxings. So you're gonna see those soon, I hope, because I'm working my way through these. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be able to do more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case, a scenario for Dungeon Crawl Classics, which I'll unbox and then open and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All, of course, accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.